Hello, everyone. Welcome to the City of Healing, where the city resides within. This is Sinette Naturangela. Wanted to come forth briefly to do a brief share to talk a little bit about vitamins, minerals, and supplements. Is it really necessary, especially if you have a healthy lifestyle, a healthy diet? Why do we need to take it, if at all? Is it necessary? And long story short, I'll briefly just say it should always be based upon an individual basis. And you do need to consider, every individual as a separate entity, because just like every land is not fertile, every person is not fertile. Just like every land could be rich in certain minerals, certain people are rich in certain minerals as well. So every individual has to be considered, and intuitively that individual have to decide. Individually, that person has to inquire or consult with the provider about their lab work, know what's going on, unless you have an x-ray or lab that you have metaphysically and you can tell. Some people are able to do that. I personally can't do it, but there's someone somewhere that can. I just don't know at this time. But I think back upon a time when I did a little poll, asking doctors questions about the necessary need for taking minerals and supplements, and basically healthy supplements such as matcha powder, such as CoQ10, such as bee pollen. Is all that really necessary? Just having a conversation, talking with these doctors. And most of them said no, they were not necessary. And I wasn't really surprised, but what I was surprised with, that while I was having that conversation with one of the doctors, he asked me to call a patient to let him know that his potassium level was low and he needed to come and pick up his, or supplement with some potassium as soon as possible. And if you know about potassium, you know that it's a mineral, it's an electrolyte, and it's essential for the heart muscle. If you don't have it, or have enough of it, you could go into an irregular rhythm. So that was very important. So in that situation, was it necessary? Of course, if a person is sick, if the body is in stress, if the person is older, if the person exercises, if the person is dehydrated, they're going to need that potassium, or they're going to use more potassium, they're going to use it, and they're going to need more. So is it necessary to supplement? Not blindly, of course, but in that situation that we knew that his potassium level was low, yes. That's just one example. And also when I worked into the ICU, I saw a lot of magic help happen with, patients being supplemented IV with magnesium, potassium, and calcium, especially when they came in with cardiac issues, and you gave them these supplements IV and boluses, and then all of a sudden, no more chest pain, no more irregular rhythm. So is it necessary? Maybe that's not a good example, because if you're in the hospital, your body is already in stress, so you're going to be using more, you need more of those supplements. So go to a situation where a person that I knew was taking sea moss, and she didn't consult with anybody. She just knew it was a good supplement to take. It was from the sea. It was a good source. And she was taking it and sent herself into a thyroid crisis. Okay? In another instance, a patient had, knew that this was a healthy supplement, but they also knew that they had, the, first stage kidney disease. And they did not consult with anybody, and they decided they want to take some sea moss and put it in their smoothies every day for a couple of months. Where did it send the kidneys? Not in a good place, because they were supplemented and getting this excess potassium, getting this excess sodium in the body, and the kidneys was not able to flush it out. So these are the things that we need to consider. Just because it's a healthy herb, it's a healthy medicine, it's a healthy supplement, doesn't mean to take it. So those are just a couple of things to consider. I myself, I don't take a supplement per se, not saying that it would be a bad idea, but I do make sure I take my D3. Thinking back on a few years ago, went into a situation. They told me that I had anxiety disorder. I had depression. Long story short, very long story short, I looked at my labs and asked questions, because my D3 level was in the single digits. So they gave me a supplement. But I did some more research and found out I needed to take a higher dose. And also I needed to supplement with some K2 so it can be absorbed into the right places, into my blood, not other places, to give me kidney stones or, different things where it's not supposed to go. So it helped boost my D3 level, which it did. It was a journey, but it eventually did. And staying in the sun, I would have to stay in the sun 3 times more than other people. And in most instances, I did. But you have to have more than 50% of your body exposed, and probably for like 2 or 3 hours, and probably not take a bath for like 24 hours so that it can actually go through the layers of the skin and absorb. So those are the stages of actually not living in the tropics that we have to go through here, especially if you're dark skinned. So long story short, from there, those are just some instances of thinking about, the need to take supplements. Anyway, one instance, one of my coworkers was talking about her mom, and she's like, no, she was so happy she's not taking any medicine, no vitamins, no minerals, not taking anything. One day, she calls work and she's having chest pain. Goes to the doctor, and her calcium and her potassium are extremely low. Now she's like 65, not taking any supplements. Her body is under more stress, so it's going to need more supplementation. So guess what she's doing now? Taking supplements. And, when she was given those supplements that she needed, no more chest pain. So those are some types of things to consider, if you need to take a supplement or want to. Those are things you need to consider, especially on an individual basis. Good quality supplements if you have to. And as I mentioned before, all land is not created equal. All land is not fertile. All people are not fertile. All people are not created equal. When I was growing up, we did have a good fertile land, and we ate off the land. We had wild plums, wild persimmons, wild walnuts, and we would go everywhere and just eat off the land. And my grandmother did supplement us with cod liver oil. We did spend most of the day outside and made the best of it. And we had Father John and castor oil. Those are the type of vitamins and supplements that we took. And we had our food cooked, and we probably ate 1 to 2 meals a day. That's how we lived. Those are some things to consider. And as far as my kids are concerned, they do eat pretty healthy. They do not eat like I used to eat. My land that I have here is pretty okay. I have not grown a lot of fruits and vegetables like I could or should, but it is very fertile here. I do give them a supplement every other day to make sure they get their D3, their K2, their DHA and AHA and things like that. And they do eat those types of food too. But to ensure that they do, I don't supplement them every day, but every other day, I do give them that supplement. So as far as parents having their kids, it's an individual basis. Just make sure it's a good quality supplement with not a lot of fillers and dyes and sugars in them. And make sure that they take them, but palatable enough for that they would take them. My kids don't like Whole Foods every day. They see me come in with a Whole Foods bag. Oh no, we don't want none of that. So I'm over the stage of traumatizing them to eat healthy all the time. So anyway, I just wanted to share and just ensure it's on an individual basis and the parental decision of whether or not they want to supplement. Those are some things to consider. Whether you or not you need to take supplements, in some instances very much so necessary. And in some instances it's not. I wouldn't, again, recommend blindly taking it because it's a healthy supplement, it's a healthy food, it's healthy this, it's healthy that, it's good for you, to just take it unless you know what's going on with your body and what totally that supplement, that herb, that natural food or natural vitamin or mineral is supposed to do for your body. Anyway, that's what I wanted to come forth and share. Something to consider if you haven't already. Do what you intuitively feel is best for you. Anyway, thanks for visiting the city, and I hope that you'll have a great night. Take care.